Hey everybody, I'm Becky Adams. Thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel today. Today I have a double page layout that I am creating for a design team assignment for Cartabella. And I'm using the Toy Box collection. And if you haven't seen this collection before, it's a really fun, bright collection, lots of fun pattern, and lots of bold primary colors, which is right up my alley. So I actually have worked with this collection a little bit before, creating a couple of single page layouts and some cards for the Cartabella CHA booth. But today I'm creating a double page layout. So here are a few of the products that I will be using. And this is, I know I've shared this tip before, but this is how I keep my products by collection together, is with a little binder ring there. That's just a fun storage tip for you that has worked really well for me. And then I just wanted to show you the collection kit as well, so you can see some of the patterns. Or actually, these are all of the patterns that come in the collection kit. So that's what we'll be working with today. And I'm doing something that I don't do very often. And that is starting with a white background. And I don't know, it's really hard to see here on the camera until I get going, but there is a piece of cardstock here. And it's actually two pieces of white cardstock. And whenever I create a double page spread, I always tape my backgrounds together while I'm creating it. And that's just a personal preference. That's just how I like to do it, so that I have one big canvas and I'm not trying to shuffle things and work from one page to another. So I have some patterns that I've already pulled to get started with. And as I've mentioned in my videos before, and you can see here, I have pre-stitched my pattern papers, and that's simply for two reasons. One is so that I can keep this video moving quickly, and the second reason is that I film my videos downstairs at my house and my sewing machine's upstairs. So those are the two reasons that I do all of my stitching before I start filming the videos. So here are the strips that I started with, and I want one big strip that's across the page. So I believe I cut this at 5.5 inches. And so this is just one pattern paper that I stretched into two to make it go clear across my page. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere these in place. Okay, and then I'm going to build a lot of layers on top of that. So I've got this awesome plaid that on the back side, as you could see there, it's kind of a, well, it's a kid's bedroom scene. And one thing that I learned about this, so like this is the top of the paper, I was actually able to visit with the designer of this collection. His name is Stephen Duncan, and I visited with him for a few minutes while I was at CHA, or Creativation, this past January. And one fun thing that he told me about when he was creating this collection is that scene, that bedroom scene, he actually created it to look just like his son's bedroom. Anyway, I thought that that was an interesting fact about how that paper in particular came together. I love hearing the stories and the reason why people create things like they do. Okay, so I've just built some layers of strips here all across my double page spread. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere strips to the top and the bottom of both of these pages. And I have this blue stripe pattern that I want to use, and it's just going to go along the top and the bottom. Okay, so there is the base of my layout with all of my pattern paper strips in place. I have 4 photos that I am using today. 2 of them I printed at 3.5 by 5, and then the other 2 I printed at a full 4 by 6. So as cute, well, all of these photos are really super cute, but the story and what I want to focus on this page are these 2 boys being together. So I wanted these to be the focus, and so that's why I printed them a little bit larger. And then this is kind of what I'm thinking, that they will just be in a grid right here in the middle. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere these. I am just going to put adhesive in the middle of the photo because I do want to be able to tuck things under my photos if I need to. Now that I have my photos in place, I'm going to work on my title. So the title for this page is going to be Truck Ride. And I cut these letters out using my Silhouette Cameo. And then what I did was, hopefully you can see on camera, I embossed them with just a dot embossing folder. And that's a fun way to add a little bit of interest to a die cut title. And it's really easy. You just put your letters in the embossing folder and run it through your manual die cut machine. It's really easy. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere my title. Okay, so now that I have my title in place, we're going to work a little bit with some embellishments. So I've pulled some embellishments that I know that I want to work with. This was a 4x6 card that I fussy cut out of the 4x6 journaling pattern paper that's in the Toy Box collection. And I was thinking that it could go somewhere over here. I have this die cut to place over here. I'm thinking that I will have 3 clusters of embellishment on this layout. One here, and then one right here kind of under the title to bring the title more into the layout. So I'm just going to kind of play with these bits and pieces that I've pulled. I used pieces from the pattern paper, so the collection kit, from the ephemera kit. There's a few pieces of chipboard, and as well as the new enamel shapes that Echo Park has just come out with. So I'm just going to lay these embellishments out and make sure that they are going to work in the places that I have in mind. I have just a little dish here that I pulled embellishments out of that I would like to use. And just so you do know a little bit about my creative process and how these videos come together, I do plan out not everything, but I have a pretty good idea of how I'm going to have things look on the layout. So I guess I just don't want you to think that I'm turning the camera on and that my pages come together as quickly and as easily as it may seem on the camera. I do a lot of prep work behind the scenes, I guess is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so there's that, and I thought the little dinosaur could go along somewhere over here. I've got this little enamel shape that will fit nicely over there. And I love this little file tab that came in the ephemera pack. It to my toy box. Then I'll adhere this little cluster of embellishments over here. And some of these embellishments I place on the top of my photos, and some of them I tuck under my photos. That just creates a little bit more of a contrast, more of an interest to the page, rather than if I did them all the same, you know, put everything on top of my photos, or, you know, tucked everything under. And it also depends on the photos that you're using, of course. So you wouldn't want to place an embellishment right here if you had a, you know, if someone's head was right there in the photo or something. So I have this little banner that says Playdate, and that came in the enamel shapes pack. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that right there on the, just kind of under the airplane. I do need just a little bit of, just a little pop dot right there on that one end. So these stickers that say play, or let's play, I almost put that down wrong. Let's play. These are also from the enamel shapes. We'll just put those right there. And then this number 1 piece, I'm not positive where I want that to go. So we're just gonna hang on for just a second, and let's work on this embellishment cluster down here. So this paper is actually from the 6x6 paper pad. And I honestly should have put that on before I put these strips down, because this, it's going to be a little bit trickier. Okay, so now we've got a base for the embellishment cluster to go here at the bottom. I love this little blue car, and I wanted to tuck it kind of in this embellishment cluster down here. But before I put that in place, I have this little orange banner that says favorite, and I want to put that right there, and then tuck this car halfway underneath and halfway coming out from behind the sticker. So I've got that front wheel that is going under the die cut, and the back wheel is going to go over the die cut. And I think that actually this little blank spot right here is the perfect place for this enamel circle that says number 1. I'm going to go ahead and peel up the bottom of that E, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this enamel star just right there, kind of at the edge of that embellishment cluster. Okay, and then we're almost finished, but of course this page needs some journaling. And then to give this page a little bit more dimension, actually it looks like I forgot to adhere my dinosaur here. So I do use a strong liquid adhesive on all my chipboard pieces, and I've learned to do that after I have found lots of chipboard pieces kind of that have fallen to the bottom of the page protectors in my albums. So I've just made it a habit to just add adhesive to anything with chipboard in it. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Toy Box enamel dots and just place a few in my 3 areas of embellishment. Okay, and then as a last finishing touch, I wanted to add a little bit of spray, or a few ink droplets. I'm going to go ahead and place just some paper towels. I keep these paper towels sitting next to my desk for this very purpose. And I'm just going to go ahead and cover my photos so that because I don't want ink on these photos. Okay, so now that I have my photos covered, I'm just going to go ahead and put a few ink drops on each of my embellishment clusters. And with that, I'm going to call this page finished. So thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. I hope that you love watching them as much as I love creating them, and I hope that all of you double page spread fans out there are excited to see a few double page layouts on my YouTube channel. And just to let you know, I do have a playlist that has all double page layouts, so you may want to check that out. And I think that's everything. So thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.